Hello, everyone. This is Dion Blanks, and I'd like to welcome you back to another Wealth Wednesdays with Dion. And today I have a very special guest, Miss Tandy Caraway. Hey, Tandy. She is here with us. Hello. She is here with us and has agreed to do this episode with me. And I really wanted to do this. As you all know, I help professional women with learning how to invest in the stock market in order to grow their wealth for their financial future. One of the things that comes up is their desire to make sure that their children are taken care of when it comes to college and college planning. And so I just, thought about what better way than to invite an expert in this field who is someone who is known for getting millions of dollars for students in order for them to go on to college. And so I thought about Miss Tandy Caraway in College Mode Academy, and I invited her on so that she can kind of tell us about her business and exactly how she helps students in order to get the money that they need for college. So welcome, Tandy.
Thank you so much for having me, Dion. I was so excited when you were like, I do Wealth Wednesdays. I love to come on things like this where we can just get it out there to the public that there are options, that these options exist.
Absolutely. Can you tell me about how you got started and why you decided what services you offer and why you decided to start College Mode Academy and what it's all about?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna try to keep this short. I know her Wealth Wednesdays are short, guys. So I myself was a student who won over $1 million in scholarships when I was a high school senior. And I became a high school math teacher and worked with kids on all kinds of projects and things that help build their self-confidence in math, as well as just in life, their regular self-confidence. And so when I was ready to transition, I was really wondering, what does God have for me next? And it was tell your story. And I'm like, which story? And so I started understanding that it was this story about how I got the money to go to college debt free. And so that's how I started College Mode. And so when you see me doing College Mode, what you really see is Tandy, the student who won the money, acting as a mentor, but also Tandy, the educator and professional who's won Teacher of the Year and done all these really cool things as an educator, bringing that knowledge about teenagers into this space together. And understanding that when I was trying to reach my math kids, it was 9 times out of 10, it was never about the math. When they showed up in my class from failing previously, it was something else holding them back. And my job was really always to find out what that was so we could get to the math. And so when I serve kids here in College Mode, I understand I'm not just serving the student, I'm serving the whole kid.
I love
so what we do offer is a holistic program that helps prepare your kid for the rigors of college, because a parent said, you kind of boot camping them so they get what it's like to have to take care of things themselves and really make that transition from high school where mom, dad is in the home with you and people are telling you when to do stuff and all these things, to you becoming self-sufficient so you can actually go to college with that money and those opportunities and graduate, leverage them and graduate. We're sending a lot of kids to college, taking out student loans, and they're not coming out with degrees or getting jobs.
Yes.
And so here at College Mode, we have 88% getting offered full rides. We have over 90% of our kids are still in college. We have engineers graduating in 3.5 years that didn't do dual credit in high school. So I believe that speaks to the mental preparation and the mindset work we do with them, as well as teaching them some of these core skills that I think if you're old school, you might call them soft skills, they go along with the hardcore skills. We teach them that and build their confidence as they're doing the college process.
That is amazing. It really is, because it's more than you just posting scholarship opportunities. You're really get into it and look at it from a holistic standpoint. It sounds more like college preparation.
It is.
Yeah, definitely. So that is definitely needed. I know I was a first generation college student, and
right here too.
You were as well, and still won over $1 million in scholarships. So I didn't have a whole bunch of resources, but first thing I did was go to my dean and I was like, you know what? I don't have any money, but I'm smart and I can do the work. And so I ended up getting a full ride to school, and that was a blessing. But now I see that has not been the reality for most people, especially first generation college students, just because we don't know, or either the information is there, but they think it's going to be too challenging for them to even be able to qualify for a scholarship. So I know that based on academics, I need to make sure that, is my signal okay? Can you hear me?
It's dropping a little bit. You went in and out just a little bit.
Okay. We're going to see how it goes here. Just
All right.
stop me if you can't hear me. But if someone is not an all straight A student, is there still a possibility for them to obtain scholarships for college?
Absolutely. So I deal, and I hope I'm not cutting you off because I'm not sure if it froze or you stopped. You glitched a little. You're good. Okay, absolutely. So I have students, what I say to parents is, now, if your kid doesn't have a 3.0, and I'm not, people may get upset about this, but I'm going to say this. Ask your kid what it takes to get a C at school and ask them what it takes to get a B, and check them about that. Because when I go out and speak, I tell them, like, tell your parents right now, what does it take? A lot of times it just takes them putting their name on a sheet of paper and showing the teacher some effort. That is where we're at with grading. Now, if your kid is at a more rigorous, college prep school or something, that may look a little different. But you need to have your kid be honest with you about the work it takes to get certain things, because I really think a 3.0 is very attainable if they're in the right classes. And if your kid has special needs, address them. Don't put your head in the sand, and act like they don't need the additional support for certain things if they do need them. So I think a 3.0 is definitely attainable. And we've had students with 3.0s get full tuition scholarships. And then on the merit side, we can work through that. And then we are looking for them to build a skill, a talent to really shine somewhere else, no matter what their grades look like anyway. And so those students that are not straight A students, they're just going to lean more heavily into where they shine and showcase. So I have all kinds of kids. They're writers, they're podcasters, they're showing films at South by Southwest. They're leaning heavily into that other thing that's going to get them recognized and get someone to say, I want to give the student an opportunity.
That is beautiful, because a lot of times we do think either you have to be a football or basketball star, or your academics have to be like a straight A. And I'm hearing you say that that is not the case. And if they have other talent,
they get to be them. The thing is, they just need to be more of them. And a lot of times they don't even know who they are. So we have to do the work as adults to work with them to help them discover that, cultivate it, and make it shine. It's like unearthing a diamond. They're not know how to do that work. You have to walk them through how to do that work, and then where to be that it feels really good to them. It could be gaming. I have a game design, a student that's doing game design and development up at the University of Utah. He did a lot of theater stuff in high school and telling stories. All of that kind of goes in together. So he enjoyed that. But yeah, he's doing debt free at University of Utah doing gaming. A lot of people are like, how did that happen? It's working through the plan and working with the kid.
I love it. So how do you work with the students? Is it virtually, in person, or
we do everything virtual?
How long?
Yeah, because we're nationwide, we do everything virtual. My kids are very busy. Sometimes their schedules are busier than average adults a lot of times. So what we realized is the time we were taking even for local students to drive, that was actually wasting time that they probably could be doing the actual work. And we try to workshop and do actual work in our sessions as well as much as possible. But we realized there was no need for that. So we were virtual from the beginning, because we always had kids that were in locations other than where I'm at. But we used to go meet with those students every 2 to 3 months in person before COVID. So yeah, we meet with them virtually. We do tutorials. We set focuses for the month and for the week. Our seniors have accountability for the day that they're with us. Like, what are you going to get accomplished today before you leave? And what is the big thing that you have to get accomplished by Friday or Saturday this week? And so we're teaching them to set those goals, but we also work on like self-care routines. So we did a whole month where we were evaluating our morning routine, shifting, and seeing what made our day go really well. So they know how to set themselves up for success when they leave.
This is amazing. Now, how long is your program? Is it structured like a program? Like, is it weeks or
Mhm.
months, or how long do you work with the students?
So I work with students starting as early as 8th grade. If you have a student that's starting high school courses and they're doing like multiple high school courses, not, if they're doing like English, like core, like English, science, math, those things, you probably want to start them earlier with me because of the test prep aspect. The testing that they're going to do for SAT, ACT covers the content that they're already going to be starting in middle school in that case. So you want their test prep to correspond with what they're learning at school, if at all possible. So we start that early, and we do weekly meetings. For our younger kids, we try to just keep it to an hour, and we try to keep their work even contained within that hour, if at all possible. Because we don't want them to feel like their childhood, their teen, years are being taken away. We want our kids to have big life experiences and enjoy high school. But as they get older, there's more time needed. And then we also have summer camp. So underclassmen do 1 week in the summer. Rising seniors coming up to the summer before senior year do 2 weeks with us in the summer.
It's like a summer boot camp.
It's like a summer boot camp. So we do it's a microcosm of what we do in our other programming, but it's really like, how do we get the main things checked off the list and then give them a list to walk away with if they're not going to be with us during the year. Okay, here's the other things you need to be aware of that are coming up that you need to do.
Fantastic. How can parents or students, if you're listening, how can they find out more about your program, your social media, or any resources that you might have?
Well, there's about 3 things. So let me run through them real quick for you. I know we're on IG, people. I know we're on IG, but I'm a Facebook girl. I'm over there with the Facebook aunties. My parents ain't got over there. So Tandy Caraway, just if you look that up on Facebook, you'll see my main profile, and I highlight my students on there all the time. So you can see things that my kids have achieved, what kind of kids are in my program, and see if your kid, if you feel like they fit that mold. But you can also join my parent group, GetScholarDollars.com will take you straight to our Facebook group. And we post scholarship opportunities, but I also give like parenting coaching advice about parenting your teen through this process, as well as just tips for the actual like things your kids may be doing over there. And so we work together as kind of a little microcosm of parents and family and stuff. And then if you want to reach me directly and talk about like, how could this program help your kid? Or like, does this make sense for my kids? Sometimes people are like, I don't know if my kid's gonna do this or not. 844, you can text this number, 844-928-3780. Again, 844-928-3780. And you can just type in Wealthy Wednesdays. And I'll know you came from this state, and I'll have a good idea what you want to talk about. But yeah, that's how you reach out. But the Get Scholar Dollars group, it's been around since 2017. And we've had a lot of great stories of parents, that have gotten support and help by being a part of that.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much. This has been a joy. And I believe that the parents who see this, they're really going to be able to take something from this and hopefully reach out so that they can get all the benefits of their children going through a program like this and not have to be riddled with student loan debt. Now, nobody's against going to college, but what I am against is not, just accumulating so much student loan debt and not even having a degree to show for it at the end if you decide that college is not for you. So this is definitely something that is worthy of your attention. So please contact Tandy, and you can go to her group. I'm in there all the time. It's Get Scholar Dollars on Facebook, and you can just see all the success stories and just get all the benefits that she has to offer. So Tandy, thank you so very much for joining us, and she'll be in the comment section if you have any questions. So just shoot them, drop them beneath, and she will answer those questions for you. But I'd like to say thank you so much again, Tandy. It has been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you so much for having me, and be encouraged, guys. Even if you're in the last leg of this journey, we can figure something. We can give you some help and encouragement. So reach out.
Awesome. Thank you. And I will see you all next Wednesday for another Wealth Wednesdays with Dion. Bye.